A dystopian housing community is on the horizon. Say hello to 1776 Gastonia, which is a 55 plus community where, as they put it, patriotism lives. Located in Gastonia, North Carolina, Fankhauser and his wife Nicole Brooke founded the community mid-June. Excuse me. Now here's a little introduction for this living community.
At 1776, our goal is to bring patriotism to the front porch of housing and the communities that we develop henceforth. Further, the 1776 standards, or covenants, each 1776 homeowner makes to one another include a pledge of allegiance to the United States of America, an embrace of our nation's traditional motto, E pluribus unum, and last but not least, commitment to fly the American flag at all times.
All times.
It is so funny because legally, as long as they're doing it as like an HOA, and as long as they're enforcing these covenants that run with the land on all these houses in the community, they actually can enforce that. That is like that sort of aesthetic zoning. They can enforce that. Not everybody lives there. But Jackson, quickly, I just have to point out that this is a 55 plus community, and almost none of the people they had in that ad were they had a bunch of kids.
Right. Everybody grandkids, everybody great step nieces or whatever. But it always cracks me up when I see this type of patriotism because it's so outdated. It's like it's not even people who are super patriotic aren't like, henceforth. Like, bro, don't nobody talk like that no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, people may put that in legal writing, but people, like, bro, you don't talk like that every day. Stuff because none of the other words you said were in that kind of English, But it's just corny to me. But hey, got to get it how you live. This is America, and I guess they have the right to do what they want to do. But I wouldn't want to live there.
Yeah, no, it's super goofy. So let's get into a little bit more about the real estate developer that the Guardian reported on. There are 43 lots for sale. Parcels range from $17,500 to $75,000 for land, and homes cost $410,000 and up in the city, 20 miles from Charlotte. Each 1776 community, Fankhauser plans on more, will also donate a home with no mortgage, free of cost, to a wounded veteran through the nonprofit Building Homes for Heroes. So I'm gonna stop there for a second because that would be, these are the people who hate homeless people. They don't care about providing services for homeless veterans, but honestly, if they're gonna give houses to unhoused people, I mean, it's one house, so it's like, it's not that, you're not making that big of a difference. But I mean, to that one person, I guess it's a difference. I mean, for them individually, it's helpful. I'm not gonna hate on that.
Yeah, no, definitely. You can't hate on the effort, but it's just interesting how people on the right can never see how systemic effort can make a change with these issues. It's not just the veterans only, or only the people that I know. Like, actually, not to say that we should just, and the irony of it is I've never heard anybody on the left actually be like, we should just give people stuff for nothing. We should just give people handouts, literally. Most people I know want to work. Most people I know want to contribute. And more likely than not, unless somebody is just like, has severe mental health issues, if you give them a shot, if you help them out, they're probably gonna do all right. So it's just so frustrating when people can't see that.
Yeah, exactly. Let's get back a little bit more about how they're allowed to do this and how they describe themselves. So from the Guardian, this development, which the company has described as where freedom lives, is for homeowners 55 and older, and not just any homeowners, patriots who will be required to fly the US flag on their properties on a pole provided and maintained by the subdivision. Now, you heard in that clip, and I mentioned after the video, that they're allowed to do this by using covenants, and the Guardian also reported on that. 1776 Gastonia will use a restrictive covenant that includes the flag stipulation. Restrictive covenants, a norm in residential real estate, allow homeowner associations to enforce rules and consistency in planned communities. Fankhauser defines them as a pledge of allegiance to the United States and promises among neighbors. Now, when asked how this community is going to define patriotism, Fankhauser responded obliquely that patriotism is a mountain landscape. He said, we're in a valley right now, and to the extent that I can have any impact whatsoever on bringing us from a valley towards a peak, it would give me tremendous satisfaction. Now, Fankhauser says the 1776 brand is a movement, and the Gastonia project is just the beginning. I mean, you know what? I've seen conservatives spend their money on some dumbass stuff. I watched them buy Trump's NFTs where he just photoshopped himself as a cowboy, put himself on the moon.
A spaceman, right? A spaceman.
Right. So, I mean, honestly, I think people will live here.
Oh yeah, I mean, if people are in the area and it makes sense for them and they got a good place, yeah, they'll absolutely live there. And you know, don't forget when he said, what did he say? It was like flag waving at all times. You have to always wave the flag. So it's not just a patriotic living space. It's not just a patriotic neighborhood, but it's also like a forced patriotic neighborhood. You got to have the flag out. And yeah, I mean, like you said, people will definitely live there for sure.
Yeah, it's so expensive too. They said it's like $410,000 for a house. So like, but I mean, there are a lot of people who love to throw their money away on the.
Yeah, if they got it, and especially too, like let's say like you just need community. It could be just a community of like super Republicans, super patriotic Republicans, and that everybody met each other in a Facebook chat group or something like that, and then they all fill the vacancies in the neighborhood. And hey, if they can all get along, it'll be a peaceful place. You just can't bring no diversity in there because you already know what's up then.
Right. And honestly, maybe it's better that they're all sort of segregating themselves away from the general population, because I mean, maybe then more people don't have to be subjected to their nonsense and their BS, and they can just sort of stay isolated and you know what you're gonna get if you go there.
I complain, you know what I'm saying? It's all good.